You would have been up watching the game. That's why you were all a little bit blurry-eyed. Unfortunately, I didn't see it because in the hotel we didn't have it, but I woke up to a fantastic result. Some of you little kids, I hope that you had a good night's sleep. I don't know what's happened to the weather. Yesterday was fine, but for me this is good footballing weather. This is the weather we like. And we're going to have more people coming along throughout the day, I should imagine. So of course, you've got football darts. I don't expect too much from me, because I'm getting on a bit now. I don't think I can reach that far. But I hope you all have a good day, and hopefully you'll invite me back soon with the Supporters Club, because I know that a couple of the players have been out to the Supporters Club, so bring me out.
We shall indeed. John, it's also a fantastic opportunity for Alcatel to line themselves up with a very recognisable brand in Liverpool Football Club. What does it mean for sponsorships like this to occur?
Well, of course, it's important when you talk about the Liverpool family, because from the older ones who may remember Bill Shankly, and Bill Shankly speaks about the relationship between the club, the fans, the players, and the whole community. And I suppose when Bill Shankly was speaking in the 60s and early 70s, he may have been talking about, at that time, probably the local community to Liverpool, which would have been Anfield and the rest of the city of Liverpool. Whereas obviously from the 80s and the family, the extended family that Liverpool now have, isn't just since the Premier League started. Because all you youngsters, and maybe the ones in your 20s, who've been around since maybe the mid-90s, and the globalization of football may feel that the whole family of Liverpool now spreads worldwide. But I first came here in 1983, and just to pay tribute to some of the older ones, if you're around in 1983, no names mentioned, but I'm looking at some of you. You know that Liverpool have been a big part of Australia for many, many years, and this is really what Bill Shankly is speaking about, the relationship between the whole community of Liverpool, which spreads worldwide, all the way to this part of the world, and Liverpool, are honouring that tribute by also, as well as, because we're very grateful, obviously, to the supporters, because as you can see, just looking around today, you can see all the kit, you can see all the Liverpool shirts, and we know they're not cheap. Maybe we can do something about that, bring the prices down a bit. And we know we change them every year, probably every 6 months. And what do? You support Liverpool by buying the kit for your kids, because your kids want the kit. So, I always feel, coming to this part of the world, as well as Southeast Asia and all over, that in many respects, the fans who may never even get an opportunity to go to Anfield deserve more, because they're supporting Liverpool through thick and thin by spending money, although they may not even get a chance to go and see. It's very easy to be a Liverpool fan when you live 2 miles from Anfield, because you can just walk to the ground. And you may feel it's easy for you to be a Liverpool fan because you love Liverpool, but we appreciate it because I suppose many of you won't even get an opportunity to go to Anfield, but you still support Liverpool through thick and thin. So we're grateful for that, and it's good that at least Liverpool can come and show their appreciation by bringing some of the old fat guys around just to show our appreciation. Can you just put your top back on? You're making me look bad. There's another athlete there. That's what an athlete should look like. Yeah? That's what an athlete should look like. And I used to be like that once. Obviously the male version, obviously. However, she's just making me look bad. Put your top back on, for God's sake.
And what about to be back out in Australia, John? We obviously had the pleasure of bringing you out here in 2014. Spent a couple of nights with our official supporters club, New South Wales, and wonderful nights they were, I must say. What do you enjoy about Australia? What do you enjoy about being out here?
When I first came in 1983, my first game for England, first ever game for England, was against Australia, when we had 3 games in Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. So I've been coming quite regularly, and as he said, I came in 2014 for the Supporters Club, and it was great. But what I like about, it's football generally, but particularly coming to a football man country like Australia, is the passion that people have, because that's all you want. You want the passion, and of course you show it in your droves once again by staying up till whenever. What time was that game last night? I couldn't even stay up, but you did, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's about showing the passion and the love for your team, and you're obviously not shy. Obviously Australians, I don't know if you know that, you youngsters, maybe you don't know why you are the way you are, but you are because you're Australian. And interestingly, as much as people may talk about the reserved British mentality, if any of you know any Scousers who go to Liverpool, we certainly aren't, when I say we, I'm now a Scouser, they certainly aren't reserved. So, Australians for me are like Scousers. Loud, brash, confident.
And you briefly touched on it there, John. But what about Liverpool on the pitch at the moment? Another stellar and fantastic performance last night. Sadio Mane hitting his strides. Jordan Henderson looked very, very good. What do you make of Liverpool on the pitch, and what do you think are the limits this year?
Well, I'm pleased. I'm delighted that Liverpool won last night because while I did expect them to win, if you look at how we've been playing this season, particularly, I had no fears about the Arsenal, the Tottenham, the Chelsea game, because it seems that when we play against the big boys, we raise our game, and to beat Chelsea away, to beat Arsenal away, and we should have been Tottenham away, may surprise people, but it didn't surprise me because I know when we play teams like that, we do raise our game. Where we have fallen down in the past, and we still have to be very mindful and careful of that, is when we play the so-called smaller teams. So it's pleasing to see when we played Hull that we beat them, because these are the games we have to win. They're playing with a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of commitment. The difference between Liverpool now, yes, you can see the difference in terms of the way we play, but the biggest difference for me is the fact that we have got unconditional support of Jurgen Klopp, and when that happens from the fans, that then puts demands on players to perform. So, regardless of whatever decision Klopp takes, and we all have favourite players, we all feel we should play a particular way, but whatever decision Jurgen Klopp decides to do in terms of the way we play, the players we play, we back him 100%. And that goes onto the field. I think in the past, when managers have taken unpopular decisions, because the crowd hasn't necessarily agreed with those decisions, it has gone onto the field in terms of the disappointment of the fans because we're playing a particular type of football or we're playing a particular type of player. And when that transcends onto the pitch, it affects the players. But when the players see that if Jurgen Klopp wants to pick 10 on the 16 players to play against Manchester United away, and the crowd get behind him because we trust him, the players will perform, and that for me is the biggest difference. Because if you look at last year, we still finished 8th, so it's not as if we had a great season in the league. But throughout, they still supported him, and now we're seeing the benefits of that, because it's up to the players to 100% believe in the manager, trust the manager, support the manager, and be accountable to the manager. And the way the players will be accountable to the manager is if the fans support him 100%. So for me, we've got a great start. We've still got a long way to go, so I'm not going to get carried away because it's only 5 games, but the signs are looking good.
In summary, we can win the league. Guys, John's going to be floating around between the games. There's obviously football darts over here and football snooker or pool over there. John's going to be floating around, spending plenty of time signing autographs, photos, etc., etc. He's a very approachable gentleman if you haven't worked it out. Please stick around. There's a couple of coaches. We're fortunate enough there's a couple of coaches coming down from the academy in Lismore. They're going to be running a few drills and things like that for the kids from about 11 o'clock onwards. So please stick around. Enjoy the morning. John will be here for another hour and a half or so. With me, John, or this John? You'll have to ask the gentleman himself. Yours is starting to look like mine now.
Thank you.
Other than that, stick around, enjoy the morning, and make sure you say good day to John. Thanks, John. It's a pleasure to have you here on behalf of Alcatel.